8th pick. New York Knicks will have a lot of spotlight and news when it comes to their 8th pick in this year's draft. But what most people may not realize, besides obviously Knicks fans, is that the Knicks actually have another pick in this year's first round. After trading away Marcus Morris at the deadline to the Clippers for Mo Harkless and the Clippers' unprotected first round pick, the Knicks have set themselves up nicely to do well in this year's NBA draft. But now, this is a time where they need to capitalize on their brains. With that second late first round pick in this year's draft, the New York Knicks have to draft Tyler Bey, and I'll explain why he'd be a perfect fit. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Let me know what you guys want to see next from the channel, and if you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. But anyways, getting back to the video at hand, Tyler is a 6'7" guard who averaged 13.8 points, 9 rebounds, and 1.5 assists per game on 53% shooting from the field for the Colorado Buffaloes. Now, I gotta address this off the jump. Tyler isn't going to be that type of player where he's being selected based on potential. Considering how he spent 3 years in college and he's already 22 years old, his potential is pretty much already reached. However, with this being said, Tyler Bey's game and floor that he can bring to the next level is going to be scary, depending on his ability to continue to improve his jumper because of how he will be seen as a 3-and-D wing. Defensively, Tyler is probably the best defender in this year's draft, and that's saying something when you got the likes of defensive studs such as Isaac Okoro and Devin Vassell, who ironically are also targets for the Knicks' earlier first round selection. But Tyler, when guarding opponents in the Pac-12 conference, he held the opposing team's field goal percentage at a ridiculous 17.2% on a pick and roll isolation setting. And considering just how difficult it can be to guard the pick and roll offense at times, due to the communication that has to occur between the defending on-ball guard and the screener, it just makes this statistic all the more impressive. But his elite ability on the defensive end just doesn't stop there. If Bey needed to guard someone in the post, or just around the paint, he excelled at this as well. Bey was able to hold his opponent's shooting around the rim to 25.6%. This dude is honestly just a stud in being able to play on the defensive end. But honestly, the element to his defensive game that just stands out to me is how Bey is able to do all this without needing to foul. Bey for the season averaged 2.6 fouls per game per 40 minutes. This might be the best statistic of them all. What this is showing to me is how Bey is able to play defense, but he keeps himself disciplined. He knows how to play defense without needing to foul, and a lot of guards struggle with this when coming into the NBA. But a 3-and-D wing requires both being able to play defense and shoot the ball. While Bey did shoot 41.9% from 3, this came on only 1 attempt per game. But for this season, Bey didn't even attempt to shoot any type of 3s. His sophomore season, he shot 22.7% on only half an attempt per game. I know that Tyler hasn't really shot too many 3s so far in his collegiate career to be considered as a shooter, but I'm fairly confident that he'll be able to continue to improve his 3-point shooting. Shooting isn't something that isn't able to be developed once a player gets older, and considering how he does have a pretty decent looking jump shot, and he did show improvement his junior season, this should only continue to improve. But the area that makes Tyler Bey stand out from all the other 3-and-D wings is just how good of a rebounder he is. Tyler basically tries to go after every rebound that's possible. Just consider this by how his per 40, he's averaging a little over 12 rebounds per game. This dude hustles to try and get every ball, and he wants to create more opportunities for his team. And the reason why this is so special for Tyler is that it allows him to be able to potentially be played as a 4 or even a 5, just like how PJ Tucker is for the Rockets. Now, Bey won't be used at the 5 the whole time, like how the Rockets use Tucker right now. But being able to use Bey at that position at times, due to his elite rebounding ability, defending ability, and having a good frame as well, it can pose potential matchup issues for opposing big men. And finally, just considering how the New York Knicks rank 25th in the league in defending, this should be an absolute no-brainer to give such a defensive stud to Coach Tibbs, who will make sure to get the best out of him. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time, peace.